Hi, my name is Tom Warner. I'm a librarian in the Best and Next department of the Enoch Pratt Free Library, here with a viewer's advisory for free movies you can stream through Canopy using your library card. June is Pride Month, dedicated to celebrating the LGBTQ community. So for today's Canopy Spotlight, I'll be looking at a landmark film in the history of queer cinema. Director Toshiya Matsumoto's 1969 film, Funeral Parade of Roses, is a wild head trip of a movie and one of the most subversive and intoxicating films of the late 1960s. A headlong dive into a dazzling, unseen Tokyo night world of drag queen bars and fabulous divas, fueled by booze, drugs, fuzz guitars, performance art, and black mascara. The title, Bara no Soretsu in Japanese, is a double entendre of sorts. Rose carries the same connotation in Japanese that pansy does in English. Star Peter Shinosuke Ikehata was an unknown club dancer at the time of filming, who got his name from his Peter Pan dancing style. In Funeral Parade of Roses, he gives an astonishing Warhol superstar performance as Eddie, a hostess of the bar Genet, where Eddie has ignited a violent love triangle with reigning drag queen Lita, played by Osamu Ogasawara, for the attentions of club owner Gonda, played by Kurosawa regular Yoshio Shuziya from Seven Samurai and Yojimbo. Peter himself would go on to play the fool Kiyoami in Kurosawa's 1985 film Ran. Eddie and his friends call themselves gay boys, but these are more specifically men dressing as and living as women. Today they would fit under the umbrella definition of transgender. They host orgiastic parties where they dance naked, drink, and quote famous writers and artists. One quote from French poet Charles Baudelaire, "I am the wound and the blade, both the torturer and the flayed," resonates with meaning for the alienated gay boy lifestyle, for they walk a fraught path without a clear destination, but one that is all their own. Funeral Parade of Roses' devil-may-care structure is a visual feast that's both difficult to follow yet unforgettable. Although there's a story, in addition to the love triangle, there's a backstory that's a retelling of Sophocles' tragedy, Oedipus Rex, only with the father and mother roles reversed. The film prioritizes feeling over understanding, experience over narrative. Filmed in glorious black and white with a style that's equal parts French New Wave, specifically the films of rule-breaking provocateur Jean-Luc Godard, avant-garde underground cinema, and pseudo-documentary, Matsumoto believed in the credo of avant-garde filmmaker Jonas Mekas, who proclaimed, "All definitions of cinema have been erased. All the doors are now wide open." And Matsumoto crashed through those doors with everything he had, like the mad rush of holiday shoppers during a Black Friday sale. Matsumoto made approximately 80 film and video works, ranging from avant-garde documentaries, features, and experimental films to multimedia installations. In Funeral Parade of Roses, he reuses some of the footage and techniques he used in his 1968 mind-blowing split-screen experimental short For the Damaged Right Eye. This film features much of the same subject matter and visual style as Funeral Parade, both films showing young people negotiating their right to the city. As Taro Nettleton of Art Review observed, Matsumoto saw a paradigmatic shift in the heady, heated, hopeful moment of simultaneous global uprisings of 1968, and staged his own by triggering the first Japanese film expanded to 3 projections. Designed to dismantle conventional aesthetic values, the film's dual projection with a third laid over the center of the 2 juxtaposed frames expands filmic space to stage an intense visual assault. Rapidly cut shots of Tanadori Yaku's 1966 paintings of women, go-go dancing, protesting, cross-dressing, riot policing, motorcycle racing and happenings are juxtaposed, looped, scratched, and overlapped, and accompanied by the sounds of fuzz guitars and anthems from Aretha Franklin and the Rolling Stones to create a mesmerizing and appropriately bewildering cacophony capturing the dizzying velocity and exuberance of the times. As previously stated, this technique borrows heavily from French New Wave, the reigning sexy film movement of the 60s. Thus, the visual jumble of interlocking limbs during the lovemaking scenes recall Alain René's cinematography in Hiroshima Mon Amour, and the editing style with Godard's jump cuts and technique of interspersing title cards with quotations and slogans. Matsumoto also digs into the arsenal of experimental cinema and the Japanese avant-garde, with animation, found footage, comedic sped-up action scenes. The girl gang fight, in particular, made me think of TV shows like The Monkees and Benny Hill. Also psychedelic solarization, optical printing, jump cuts, and even scenes breaking down the fourth wall to show the director filming the production. But what you will remember most about Funeral Parade is not the story or style, dazzling and absorbing though both are, but rather those sweetly good-natured gay boys who agreed to star in the film while discussing on camera something of their lives, their hopes, and their dreams. As Simon Abrams, a film critic, commented, "You will walk away from Matsumoto's film with a newfound appreciation of what movies can be. Indeed, you wonder if cinema will ever get this wild again." At its gory, tragic climax, Matsumoto cuts to film critic Choji Nagaharu Yodogawa, who deadpans about how off-putting the scene is and encourages us to look forward to a better movie next time. But this is tongue-in-cheek irony, for Matsumoto is well aware that he put everything into this groundbreaking film, one that not only launched Peter into a celebrity star career, but also documented a unique moment in time, one that continues to fascinate viewers 50 years later. See what you think.